One of the most popular videos on this channel was about Pundi X, your favorite cryptocurrency. So why not, one more time, jump back into the Pundi X technical analysis, into the Pundi X chart versus USD versus BTC to see what is happening. And believe me, much has happened since our last video, both fundamentally and technically. So if you're interested, stick around. And yes, it's good to be back. Now, if you dig what I'm about to say, smash the like button, put those thumbs up. If by any chance you don't dig what I'm about to say, just subscribe, okay? Good. Into the top 10, mostly red, but nothing super interesting. We're in a low red zone. But our roar of the day is coming towards the NEM, because despite this indecision redness, not much going on, NEM is surging to the upside, more than 80% in the last 24 hours at the time of the making of this video. So if you're into NEM, check out our video about its price action. Maybe you found some interesting information in there. Now, quick jump into the chart. Pundi X. As I already said, much has happened, fundamentally and technically. What I'm talking about, stick around. What you're seeing on the screen is a daily chart of Pundi X versus dollar. This is all the price action I have for today's analysis. And wait a minute, something is fishy here, right? Because the last time we did a video on Pundi X, when we made price prediction, you loved that video, so please check it out, if you are new to this channel of course. We had so much more price action, and things looked different, right? But here comes the fundamental part, because something changed in the Pundi X coin valuation, in their market supply. So let's see, why do we have only price action from the April to this day? In actual fact, things are pretty simple. npxs, which we covered last time, made price prediction, has become Pundi X. This is no new news if you are a Pundi X holder, then you already know that somewhere in March, at the end of March, beginning of April, tokens had redomination. npxs has changed its ticker to Pundi X, and thousands of those tokens of npxs is now worth 1 Pundi X. So yes, we're talking about token reduction. 258 billion of npxs's total supply has become 258 million Pundi X total supply. Swap started from March 30th, 2021, and therefore we had that chart. So if you decide to watch, and one more time, I would advise you to, our old video on Pundi X. In there we talked about npxs. So one token was worth a lot less than it's worth today. Take that into account when considering my price prediction and my overall technical analysis that we made. And now let's go back to the charts. Now that we've cleared a few things, let's talk about Pundi X finally. Unfortunately, for that point in April when that token swap happened, we only had a downtrend. At the beginning, Pundi X was worth around $7, almost $7. But as I said, unfortunately, things gone south. It's not just about Pundi X, it's about any crypto. You know that in the last few months, we have a bearish price action. Our bull run is on the pause. Now, I didn't say it's over. I said we are on the pause. And keep that in mind. Yes, I'm one of those that believe that we are still in a bull market, that our bull run for this cycle is not over yet. Pundi X, Bitcoin, any other altcoin, I think we will still see this year more upsides. And many, probably many, including you, will be surprised. But let's not cloud our judgment about Pundi X, the one that we're talking about today. Now, in my opinion, I think we are in for some reversal of this downtrend. At some point, we touched 60 cents. It's a huge fall from those almost $7. And this lasted about 2 months. Now if you want some lines drawn, this one is the most important one. Well, I think that you are seeing the significance of this line. You are seeing that this is our most important line of resistance. 1, 2, 3 touches. And I'm speaking generally because we even have many those small touches. I'm talking about areas. This area, this area, and this area. This line resisted the price. But of course, everything will eventually break. And at this point, around first day of the month that we're in, we broke this downtrend. It's pretty clear that our downtrend that we, like school example, followed for weeks is now over. We are now in some totally different story. Your only answer right now could be what the story is. And I'll give you one. Downtrend is over, but maybe we are still not ready for the upside right now. Maybe a few weeks, even months, is needed for us to consolidate in the price. I'm not sure exactly how the Pundi X will follow, but you know, we could be in for some choppy land. And after that, in my opinion, you will not see those downside targets that everybody is fearing right now. You will see a new up leg. This is the simplest form of technical analysis I can give you. Of course, like always, we can talk about moving averages. You can see that the story is pretty the same as like with this trend line, because in here you are seeing pretty big resistance from the 13 exponential moving average. What you're seeing on the screen is 13 exponential moving average, and pretty clearly you can see that story repeats itself. Resistance, resistance. And here, probably something else in the making. You can see the break of the 13 exponential moving average, and the story is changing slightly. And yes, at the moment, right now, we are breaking below that 13 again. But you can expect this, because as I said, sideways action, choppy land, will give you price action below and above the exponential moving average. So that's it. You don't really need any more information about Pundi X versus USD. Let's keep it simple and straight. But don't click off yet. I got a chart versus Bitcoin to show you. Let's head into that one. Let's see how the price reacts versus the king. Come on. Although the chart looks a little differently, this narrative is still the same. Here, of course, we had a downfall, a pretty clear trend that is going to the downside. Now, this time, I would draw my big line of resistance like this. I wouldn't include this excessive and big volatility, but those most steady points, you know, I found them more valuable. Resistance, resistance, resistance. And this month, the resistance is broken. We even after the break retested it here, and right now it's looking kind of bearish, you know. So please don't conclude from my narrative that we will not test this downward sloping resistance one more time. It will become, and it should be, the great support if the price again decides to plunge to the downside. The point of all this, what I'm speaking is, as versus USD, the downtrend is over. Choppy land. Here we come. Few weeks, even months of sideways working price action. Then a new altcoin season arises. Pundi X rises too. We are going up versus BTC. To keep things simple, let's call on the screen 13 exponential moving average. Look at his significance regarding the resistance. It was holding the price pretty good for weeks until things change right here, and now it's kinda holding it as support. But as I already said, don't panic if the price go south below this 13 exponential moving average one more time, because we are in the sideways price action. I think we won't find a clear and definitive support in this exponential moving average. That will be the case when we go in a new up leg, when the bull run ignites. For now, trading season is not on. we are not having a strong price action. Now if that 13 exponential moving average is not enough for you, here's 21. It just amplifies the narrative I just told you. Both they are very strong, and both they are making that very big resistance in those downside targets. And that could be said right now when we are moving sideways, slightly to the upside. So my friends, what do you want me to conclude? Can you agree with me that Pundi X is done with the big bearish targets? Can we agree that downside is over? It's absolute boredness, if that is the word. You know, price action that will kill you. Your trading, your enthusiasm is on. Downside over, sideways moving, consolidation is on. After that, absolutely, I expect, personally, this is not a financial advice, this is just my view, I expect that we are going to the upside one more time. I'm not expecting altcoin season to be over. Let me repeat that. You will once again see fireworks and the burning sensation of your portfolio. So one more time, if you haven't, smash those super duper buttons, like it, subscribe it, share it, it's up to you, play with them a little, since you're here, watch other videos that I'm presenting to you, and until the next time, Pundi X to you, my friend.